Hi, everyone. We're going to go over the Chapter 1 reading test. All right. First, a note on the directions when it says without using any outside aids or assistance. That refers to kind of internet type things, translators, etc. You are more than welcome to use kind of vocab lists. If you want to refer to the endings, you can. You obviously just can't use translators or outside websites that might give you the answer without actually doing the work yourself. All right, so we're translating, but we're translating relatively simple sentences, and as you can see in the directions, had it and lost it. So a transitive sentence pattern for those sentences that have the am ending. Remember that the transitive pattern is this idea of subject, verb, object, and that's in order in English. Whereas in Latin, it will usually, though not always, be subject, object, verb. So that top line English, that bottom line Latin. Okay, and as you're getting used to translating, the important thing is to focus on endings, right? So English uses word order, Latin uses endings. So because of those endings, Latin words, Latin sentences can be in any order. It's the endings that tell you. The easiest and really the only parallel we have in English are pronouns, right? So we would never say him went to the store because it has the wrong ending on it, right? We need to say he went to the store. Okay, so that's how Latin uses endings. In that first sentence, it couldn't really read agricolam, lab or ot, with that am ending. All right, it reads agricola because it needs to be the subject. Okay, so with that a ending, that's going to be our nominative subject. So that nominative subject is going to be the doer of the action. All right, in number 2, feminam, that's going to be our accusative direct object. And that direct object is going to be the recipient of the action. Now remember that Latin verbs have endings as well. They're different endings, and they do different things, but they do have endings. So the Latin verb endings, one of the things they will give you is this the number of the subject, singular or plural. Okay, so for instance, you know that feminam can't be the subject, can't be the doer of the action because it has an accusative ending, but you do know that the subject, because of that nt ending, is third person plural. All right, so make sure you know those verb endings and what those verb endings indicate. And putting those together should allow you to translate the sentence. All right, in number 3, we have the first sentence with subject and direct object expressed. All right, so femina with that a, that's going to be our subject. Rosam with that that's going to be our direct object. And habet, of course, is going to be our verb. All right, remember the subject's the doer of the action. The direct object is the receiver of the action. All right, number 4, kind of a different one, just one word. Now that is, of course, a verb, all right, and tis is its ending, right? The line is sort of drawn between that E and the T, so tis is its ending. So you need to know who the subject is for that tis ending, and again, you can refer to your book or the grammar book that you downloaded or hopefully downloaded. That will be all explained or at least laid out for you there. So tis will give you the subject of your sentence, and then, of course, whatever timeo means. All right, videtne nauta aquam. So another transitive sentence with nauta as your subject and aquam as your direct object. Again, the a for the nominative subject, the for the accusative direct object. Videt works out fine. The only difference is that ne indicates that it is a yes-no question. So Latin uses that ne as its question mark, adds it to the first word of the sentence to indicate that it's a yes-no question. All right, same exact thing in number 6. The only difference is that the ne is attached to the subject. So the ne is fixed and indicates the question. The a is still the ending that tells us what case it is. So it obviously tells us that it is nominative and a subject, just like it does in every other sentence. And the am is the accusative direct object. All right, number 7, a little different for this one, as you're dealing with laborare, which is an infinitive. So it's a verb, but it's the infinitive of that verb. The infinitive in English is the to form, and whenever you're dealing with an infinitive, it's going to depend on another verb. The infinitive can't function by itself. It doesn't have a subject. It doesn't have what are called personal endings, which give you subjects. It has to be connected to another verb. Now, in this sentence, it's relatively easy to figure out what that other verb is because there's only one other word in the sentence. So laborare is dependent on optas, and as you can imagine, the verbs upon which infinitives are dependent will have meanings that can take an infinitive, right? So I can't say run with an infinitive because run can't take an infinitive after it, all right? I can't say run to love. I sort of can. It's a little awkward, but it means something different than it would in Latin. But if I say want, right, I can say I want to run, all right? And so that is similar to what's going on in number 7. Be careful, though, because, again, the ne is fixed, and it's that S that's going to tell you the subject. So make sure you know who the subject of that S is. Look that up if you need to, and use that. All right, number 8, a pretty straightforward transitive sentence with your A for the subject, your for the accusative, and, of course, your verb you ought. All right. Number 9, similar to number 7, a verb that takes an infinitive. Debeo is a verb that takes an infinitive. And then takera is that infinitive. And again, watch out for that ending on debeo so that you know who the subject of that verb is. And then the infinitive takera will depend on debeo. All right. Finally, number 10. All right. Is your direct object. Mus is going to be the subject of your verb, which of course is amamos. The subject is going to be contained in that ending. So amamos will give you subject and verb, and then pecuniam will be your direct object. All right, that's it for this particular test. Please be in touch if you have any questions. Thanks.